Coming all the way from Canada. He done traveling all the world. To bring to you right here, this rap. Live from T-Dot. From the 416. You know how we do. Up north. You know how we do up north.
Up late, all night, working in the studio. Writing rhymes, making dimes, working on my flow.
All right, everyone. Well, welcome back to the Evening Q. Thank you for being here, if there is anyone here at all. But, you know, who knows? Yeah, we took a break for a little bit last week. But the reason why was because, you know, we wanted to get someone else on the show this week. And also, you know, I was just setting up my new home studio here with some microphones as well. You know, I'm on the Blue Yeti, and it's a very nice mic. And on the other mic, we have our guest, who I know very well, and you guys will soon know very well as well, I hope. And his name is
Jeremy. Hey, what up, guys? What up? Yeah, we out here. Misha's housemate, friend of, what has it been?
It was
9 years now?
Yeah, something like that, like
9
2013.
years, living with this guy for 5 now. And it's okay.
How do you like the home studio?
Oh, you have to link this picture on like your social media and just show everyone what is actually going on here. Feels like I'm in like a bunker.
Yeah,
I feel very safe. I feel very safe in here. Very cozy. You know when you're a kid and you make a fort? Yeah, it feels like that. It's blankets over mattresses, pillows. It's a total operation. It sounds. I'm sure it sounds great though.
Yeah, no, like, well, I did a lot of like sound tests in here and everything, and yeah, I'm pleased with the sound. I mean, like for the, you know, I actually wanted to video this, you know, like for the YouTube and everything, which is not doing that well for this for this show, but something different, right? Because yeah, like Jeremy said, right, we got shelves with my duvet over top of them, and then my mattress up against the one side, and yeah, very tight. No.
Yeah. I literally felt like I was crawling into a military bunker, and I'm sure it sounds great until the fucking train rolls past and right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just for everyone who doesn't know, Misha and I moved into an apartment about 2 months ago. We're like, oh, this place looks great, and then the day of, we both realized like, oh shit, we live right beside a train track. So we had trains rolling by here maybe twice every hour.
Yeah.
And for him to set up a studio in here is a big fuck you in the face of the train tracks. So you know, hopefully no huge ass trains come through here, but
Yeah,
I think it'll be good.
It'll really screw up our recording here, honestly. But I mean, but you like, you know, like, you know as well, like, but for those of you, if there's anyone listening, right, there's a recording studio right across the street from us here, right?
Oh yeah, that's
the Lynx. I think that's what it's called, Lynx. I think Lynx Recording Studio. So I mean, they picked a great location. So hey, if they can record, why can't we record right?
They also
next to
don't
a train
have
tracks?
a pillow fort studio.
Oh yeah, they actually
have
have
something a lot more comprehensive.
the professional the professional sound acoustic panel walls and everything, right?
Yeah.
I was looking, you know me, I was looking at that stuff, but you know, me being me, it's just a little too much money. I just don't want to spend the money, man. But hey,
This guy's a full-time job.
Yeah,
He has a sponsor for the show already.
yeah,
and
exactly.
he doesn't want to dish out yet. So
Yeah.
follow and like the podcast, rate the podcast, because maybe Misha will start buying more equipment.
It's all on you guys. It's all on you guys who listen and everything. But I mean, hey, you know, one of the other benefits of having you on the show as well is that you know, you have more Instagram followers for sure than me and everything. So if you put this on your Instagram,
Oh yeah, you know, I will.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be sick, man. Get some exposure, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like what? So just a little introduction for you. Like, for those of you, or for because people don't know you, what do you do and everything in life?
I exist in a
Yeah,
space
you exist.
where I take photos for brands in Toronto. One of my jobs.
Mm.
On the side, I'm teaching in China in an online academy. Just finished that up right now.
Mm.
And the main job, as of this moment, is editing tens of thousands of wedding photos per day for a company in LA, which is fine and fun, but after 20,000 photos, you sort of just want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know. Well, especially, yeah, if you have to look through all of them as the editor and all that stuff, right? But, yeah, no, well, I mean, so basically, you know, I guess that you're the first, you know, you should be honored to be on here. Well, no, I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything.
I am.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually honored to have anyone here, and especially you. I had to have you first, right? Because you, you know, you knew about this when I started doing this, you know, a few months back and everything. Always supported.
How long has it been now?
I think it was when did I start? Like December, I think, something like late December, maybe. I know it was still cold and everything. You were still living in the other place.
Yeah. And man, time flies, and look where we are now.
Yeah, I know.
Look, wow.
In a blanket.
Sometimes
fort.
you look back and you think, how did I get here?
Yeah, I know, right?
You have 2 mics now, which is great, and
Yeah.
you know, a sound solution,
Yeah, exactly.
quote unquote solution
Yeah.
for, you know, good quality audio. So, you know, it's definitely getting the production value is going up. So
Yeah.
as much as I'm joking around, like it's actually, I'm sure this is gonna sound great.
Yeah, no, I hope so. I mean, like instead of recording in the car and everything, you know, that got a little tiring and everything. So this is much more practical, even if we are in a, you know, a little blanket fort. But hey, I'm just like so obsessed with like just getting the audio quality to be as good as it can be, you know, with the resources that I have. You know, instead of just recording in like an open like kitchen or something, where there's a lot of echo. But anyway, you know, that's just me. But yeah, basically like this, I don't know, like I've never done this format of podcast before because I've never had anyone on the show.
Yeah.
So, but like basically how, you know, it goes is, yeah, I mean, I just have a plan here. We're just gonna talk about a few things and see where the conversation takes us, right?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, have you ever been on a podcast before? Because I never have, and this is my first time starting.
No, I think the
one.
last time I was on a microphone that was being recorded with someone else was when we did our audition for the Kingston radio station when we were at school.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Back in university, they should have taken us. Cause look at us now.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what? What is it? CFRC.
Yeah.
You know what? CFRC. Look, you could have had this.
Yeah.
You could have had the pillow for it.
Exactly.
But you fucked up.
Exactly. Yeah. I honestly don't know why they didn't take us back then. I like seriously, cause
yeah.
You know, like I thought we had a good kind of like concept. I thought it was different, you know, like compared to what other people were doing. Because like I remember in the day I was a guest on one of the other shows at the time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like I don't know, like I thought our production quality was just so much better anyway already. You know, I mean, yeah, I can't even remember what did they even say anything why they didn't get it?
I think they were just like, oh, you know, it's not really the content we're looking for. Was, you know, whatever any station is going to say to people they don't want to have on. Oh yeah, the content is, you know, what we're looking for. Audience a little bit different. I mean, granted, like the audience there is like, it was going to be on the Kingston radio station, and like looking at it now, was the Kingston audience really the audience we wanted to touch hearts? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know we're sort of over it, and you know, hopefully they're doing well, but
yeah, right.
We'll do our own thing. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. I mean, honestly, I wish we I mean, looking back on it now, but I guess it was kind of difficult in university, but with time constraints and stuff. But, we could have done our own thing. Like, we could have,
Yeah.
I remember you suggesting it to me and everything, too. And at the time, though, I wasn't as...
Too busy gaming.
Yeah, too busy gaming, NBA and everything.
Too busy gaming, getting mad.
Yeah, I know, right? But no, I think we could have done something good. But hey, we still can, you never know. We might have a spin-off podcast from this, right? So we'll see, I guess. But yeah. But like, I just want to touch on this though before we get into it. Didn't you like write into? You were featured on a podcast, not like you wrote into a podcast before, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember this from what was it, Jake and Amir or something?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Jake and Amir. They're two comedians that started on College Humor, which for anyone listening now was sort of like just a funny website with good videos talking about sort of young adult things. And two comedians, really a big fan of their content and listening to their podcast from the start of university. And one time I wrote in and never thought it was going to get chosen. Never. Then one day I was sick in my room. I was like, oh, I feel like shit. And this day sucks. And then also listening to the podcast at the same time while feeling shitty. And then I start hearing the first few lines from my email. I'm like, oh shit, is it happening? Is it happening? And had my question. It's an advice podcast they run. So you're supposed to write in with a problem that you have. So I wrote in with sort of a half-baked problem. Like, it was a problem that was already resolved, but by the time that they got to it, it was over. But it was still nice to hear sort of their take on the subject. And yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun to hear.
Yeah, no, they I mean, maybe one day I can get into that kind of how do you say, like a celebrity stature of podcasting and everything. Jake and Amir,
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, yeah, it was good stuff. But I told you before, what the subject is today, right? And I think, I knew Jeremy would be the perfect person for this subject because, I think I already kind of know the answers to some of these or where these are gonna go. But and he knows me, where my answers are gonna go. But basically, the topic today is anger and rage, right?
Yeah, anger management issues, which I feel like even from the few months we've already lived together, we have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not against each other, but we just have our own problems that we choose to deal with in certain ways. They're sort of similar, and it'd be fun to get into it. I have a few subtopics that I'm interested to hear your take on as well.
Okay. Yeah, we can get into it. Well, I mean, I guess first off, I don't know, I guess this is getting like very philosophical and stuff, but where I would like to know if you know the answer to this, because I don't even know if I know the answer for myself, but where do you think the main source of your rage comes from?
Me. Oh, it has to be, I'm a pretty chill guy, okay? All in all, why are you laughing? All in all, like, I'm pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
If one thing happens to me that's kind of shitty, I sort of like, oh, it happened. The problem is when a lot of small shitty things happen to me. And it's that accumulation of frustration that builds up into the outbursts that maybe you've heard me go through already. Do you remember hearing me go through any outbursts in the house already?
Well, I mean, the topics I kind of wrote down, I think play into this. Like I know, like you and I, because I think we've had similar problems with certain types of people, and when I say certain types of people, I mean girls, right? I mean, and like for instance, like me, not so much, but I maybe you, I think, like I've heard you say this to me before, like I think it's Asian girls with white guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I don't get mad. I mean, I do get mad. It's just a trend that I see often, and it's like the flavor. It was the flavor of the month or the flavor of the decade for a lot of people. And you're free to be with whoever you want to be with. I just feel, if we're gonna go into this topic briefly, I feel like you're free to be with whoever you want to be with. First of all, like, same sex, other sex. I don't mind or like really care who you love. It's whatever. I just feel like there's a thing though. I just feel like there's this. We're gonna get deep. I feel like there's this cultural bias towards being in a relationship with a white guy that a lot of Asians in Canada go through. I mean,
like, do you think like it's like their parent, like they're better in their eyes of their parents, or it's like, oh, you succeeded in getting a white man or something?
I think
it's
something like that. It's not so explicit. I don't think there's a bunch of Asian aunties and going to their kids and being like, oh, you better date a white guy, right? Like, they don't say that outright, but it's all the small things, like, you bring home someone who's not white, and maybe you hear your mom like sigh or is worried about something, and maybe she's not as excited to see your boyfriend as she thought she was going to be. It's all the small things. And growing up, for myself, like, I can say that there was always a sort of bias so that I would be like, it would be better if I was a lighter skin tone. I'm like Filipino, so I'm like this shade of brown, but it was always better for me not to be in the sun, or it was always better for me to like not work outside so often because I would get darker. And there was always something like, oh, oh, you're so dark now, that's ew, or like, oh wow, your skin looks so good, because I was lighter or something. And that goes on throughout the whole like growing up process. I think that's just how a lot of immigrant Asian families see it. And you get those small implicit references to like that being light, that lighter is better. And then you get that. So anyways, I notice it a lot, and like it just I notice it so often that I would just get so upset. Like, oh my god, again? You know what I mean? Like,
Again,
is no one catching on to like that this is a pattern, and like that it looks like tacky, or it looks weird. Maybe it's not weird for them. Maybe it's just weird for me. But I just noticed it so often that it became annoying. The concept of seeing it all the time was like, oh, again? Like, can I not get something different?
Well, yeah, like for me, because I don't know, like maybe I've told you before, but like when I see, it doesn't have to be Asian girls with white guys or anything, but it can be white guys with black girls or whatever, because me being from a mixed race.
Oh, Elaine, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, like from being mixed. Being a mixed baby, from white dad and black mom, but like I'm a part of me, at first I was like, I kind of had similar thoughts, like, oh, like why is she with him? Like, she just wants to, like, I don't know, like just try a different flavor, a different spice or something, or but then afterwards I'm like, you know what? Good for them, breaking the stereotype or something.
Honestly, the way you told me your parents have met, have you told your audience how your parents have met before? Do they know?
I think in like one of my first or second episodes when I was
they were like traveling into the same country, and they met. Like, it wasn't like this, like, oh, I've lived in Toronto my whole life, but I want a white guy. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
that's who Elaine saw when she was traveling, and that's
Yeah.
what she connected with. So that's fine. Like, there are always circumstances to, I mean, if we're going to talk about this topic, like, there are always circumstances to how upset I'll be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I know you guys just, like, randomly met, like, from a club or, like, from a mutual activity, well, that's fine. Like, that's how, people can meet. And again, I don't care who you love. You can love whoever you want. But, like, with the rise of online dating and everything, it's like, it seems like they're just picking them out. You know, it's like, oh, left. White guy, right. White guy, right guy.
Yeah, white guy,
Yeah.
right guy.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, you can never really tell, and I'm sure I have my own biases and opinions when I see it, and I don't know how they are, but it's how they met, let's say. So, to each their own. You do it. Just know that when I pass you in the street downtown Toronto, I'm gonna be like, oh, again,
again. Yeah. Well, like for me, my big kind of pet peeve with girls with a certain type of guys is I don't know, maybe I just haven't put in the effort, so that's why I'm jealous or something. I don't know, not even jealous, but like the girls, like any sort of like just like hot girl who I find attractive with like a jacked guy and everything,
Okay.
Because like I don't know, it's just like I feel like, I mean, yeah, maybe she's just with him for his looks, but he could be the nicest guy in the world too, never know.
Yeah.
But usually the jack guys, for me at least, the way I've seen, like in clubs and stuff, they always have the biggest ego and everything, think they're hot shit and stuff, right? No respect or anything. The other one though is on the other end of the spectrum, hot girls with fat guys.
So you're just never happy.
Yeah, pretty much. If there's a hot girl that's not with me, no, I'm not
Okay,
happy.
I want to do an activity here.
Okay.
On the count of 3, I want us to both say what we usually say when we see a pretty girl with a guy that thinks it's not worth it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck that guy,
man.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Exactly.
And I guess she is, so.
Yeah, I guess she is fucking that guy, right? But yeah, but I mean, yeah, like with the fat guys, they're usually just rich and stuff. I mean,
Or Chinese.
or Chinese, right? I mean, no, because like
Sorry,
when
guys, I'm Filipino. I can say that.
Exactly.
So it's fine.
But like when I was in France and stuff, like working at the nightclub and stuff, I mean, I saw a couple of times, like on the Friday, Saturday night, just the clubs just bumping and everything, and this super hot girl just comes up to the bar ordering drinks, and her boyfriend is this just big fat guy. Usually they were like over there. It's a lot of like the Arabs that have money.
Yeah.
Come from like rich, oil family and
Yeah.
oil families and stuff. But yeah, that always just kind of, I don't know, just made me so depressed. Like, wow, that guy can get her, but I can't. I'm better looking, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, if there's anything, any other, what about like the rich white girls? What about that?
I mean, I feel like for me, I always, since university, I've understood that the rich white girls aren't looking for a Filipino photographer.
Oh, yeah,
They're looking
Filipino
for like, if anything, in the Asian spectrum, they're looking for a commerce dude who goes to raves, and that's just not me. So I don't get that angry about that like that anymore, just because I know they have a type that they're looking for, and that's not me. And I've come to terms with that, so it's not as bad. Usually, like, I mean, if they are looking, hey, I'm taken now. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I
can't-
mean, you have a girlfriend now anyway, so I mean, this is all just from the past, before relationship, Jeremy, right?
I would never turn it down if they were interested in someone like me, but by and large, they're not. So I would just come to terms with them, like, yeah, I'm not gonna marry rich. That's not for me. I'm not that pretty, man. I'm not that pretty.
No, neither am I, man. I mean, that's why I think if we want to counteract our ugliness and stuff, we got to get jacked, right?
Yeah,
That's
or
the
like
thing.
create a dope ass podcast, which I feel like we're on the way, right?
We're on the way,
Right.
slowly but surely. I mean, what is this? Yeah, this is episode 16. I mean, I look at all the other podcasts that have like, hundreds of episodes, thousands, even. But I mean, they've been doing that for a few years, right? So
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there for sure. I mean, after girls, for me, this one, I mean, I have some say in this as well, but
Have I ever gone, like, is it something I've gotten mad at before?
yeah, like every day now.
Every
when
day.
we live together, it's
When we lived together.
it's the gaming, man.
Oh.
What about like the League of Legends? Talk to me about that
Oh
rage,
my
dude. Talk to me about that
God.
anger.
I-
What makes you angry in that
Before this year, I promised myself I would never play.
game? Oh yeah.
But my girlfriend plays now, and it's kind of fun to play with, like, together.
Mm.
But in gaming in general, like, I mean, League's a whole other animal I'll talk about at the end of this, actually.
Mm.
But gaming in general, I'm a competitive guy.
Mm.
Even though I'm pretty relaxed, like, when I want to win
Yeah.
and there is this competition involved,
Mm.
like, it's serious. It's upsetting if, you don't win, which is, for most people that play sports is the case. And
Mm.
I was always a big sports fan, never a big athlete. So I have this sort of competitive nature you have to win. You have to win. And when it comes to gaming, like, it's you have to win. And I've sort of begun to understand that about myself,
Mm.
which means I put myself in less situations where that is the case. For example,
Mm.
I can't play as much Call of Duty as the 13-year-old kid who just got home from school and has done his homework.
Yeah.
That person will always have more time to play than a 26-year-old struggling to pay rent and has bills to pay. I just don't have time. I can't play as much, and that means, I can't win as much because I'm not as practiced as they are. So I don't put myself in this situation anymore. I don't play Call of Duty so often because I know that there's always going to be players who are better than me, and there's a part of me that needs to win, and I'm not going to get that from that game.
Like I don't know if you remember when we used to play like NBA 2K and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know, for me that's one of the games. Like NHL, not so much, because NHL, like, you want to get a goal, you can get a goal.
Yeah.
Most of the time, 90% of the time.
That was a fun time when we used to play NHL. So me and Misha, back when we were living on residence in our first year at Queen's University, we would post up in the common room for
That's right.
hours at a time and play NHL video games against the computer to the highest difficulty. And
Oh yeah.
I don't know why it felt so good when we scored. We were like as happy as a player would be in an actual game.
In the actual game, yeah,
We
I know.
were so happy. I remember, and at the same time, to go with this topic, we were as mad as some players in actual hockey. I feel like
Yeah.
I remember the one time that it was Game 5 in our Stanley Cup playoffs, and it was overtime. So we really needed the one more goal to win. This is against the hardest computer.
Yeah.
And we scored. We were
Yeah.
cheering. We were so loud. We were so elated.
I know. Well, cause we did like that. Cause like, you don't wanna, you get into simming, simulating the games, right? So we did,
because it was too easy.
yeah.
If we just played the whole game.
Yeah, you'd win every single game,
Yeah, you'd
right?
win
You
every-
just sweep everything.
So what we would do is we would simulate 2 periods, and no matter what the score, it would be like 3-0
Yeah.
for the other team, and we'd be like, okay, well, we're just playing the 3rd period. We have to score 3 goals and a 4th in overtime, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to make it harder for ourselves, for more of a challenge. I don't know why we did that. We could have just won every game, but that's not fun.
No, I know. No, you have to make it interesting. Because I remember the one time, yeah, I thought it was like Game 7, and it was like going into the next round, I think. And yeah, we were down like 2-3 goals or something.
Yeah.
Right. And then we scored like to tie it late, and then scored in overtime. And
We scored in overtime, and then the referee in the game disallowed the goal.
oh yeah,
They were like,
I actually
it's
forgot.
no goal. And
Yeah.
it's crazy that games can do that now. It's like they can tell you it's a no goal. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
And we were so pissed. And I think
And there, there's
did
like
they
the
review it and then it was actually a goal?
I can't remember honestly. I thought it was they reviewed it and kept their call, I think, and then
And
we
you
had
had
to
to score
score again, and that was when like the whole thing was just like we just popped off because it was like
yeah.
and like there are like the other people in the residence room, they're in the
Like,
common room
what
too.
the
I'm like, what the
fuck?
fuck are these guys doing? Especially the girls too. Like,
Oh man.
yeah, they just didn't understand. They don't understand. It's real life for us. This is real life.
Yeah. We're not athletes. Well, you were. I wasn't, but we weren't
Mhm.
athletes at the time. So
Yeah.
this is our adrenaline. So you brought up League earlier,
Yeah.
and
Tell
that
me.
was one of the topics
Mm.
I wanted to talk about because I want to talk about tilting. Have you heard of this? Tilting?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a very common term in online gaming.
Mm.
I'm sure some of your listeners might know. So,
Mm.
to explain it to you, tilting is when you have something bad happen to you in the game,
Mm.
like you die or you get killed, right?
Mm.
And you get frustrated, so you run back into the fight, let's say, without really thinking, and you get killed again.
Oh, okay.
And then that frustrates you more. So when you respawn, you come back alive. You go back to the fight not thinking again, and you just
Mm.
keep dying. And then it's a mounting frustration that you keep going in and dying, and it's a negative feedback cycle or a positive or negative feedback cycle.
Wait, so why do people do that though? Like just keep going in, dying.
Because you're frustrated, right? You're like, oh, let me just go back and get a kill so I can feel better about myself.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
you go in stupidly, you don't really think about what you're doing, and you die again, and it frustrates you, and it's like this this slippery slope of like frustration.
Mm.
And that's what you hear when you hear me yelling
Mm.
in that game. Mostly it's because I'm tilting. I die and I rush back in and die again, and I respawn, then I rush back in and die again, and it just continues until I just realize that I'm getting upset. And it's not just like, it would be one thing if the frustration was constrained to just me in my own head,
Yeah.
but I play with my girlfriend, remember?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like I get frustrated and I'll like not take it out on her, but I'll be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be and I feel so bad afterwards. I feel so bad. Then she gets sad, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no,
So-
I didn't know this is a thing. Like, cause like in those like any sort of like killing game or like shooting, League of Legends, whatever, where you have to kill people. Like, all I knew about was from COD, the people teabag like after after they kill you, and
you're
then
an
they just
old
and they
OG
just go,
gamer, huh?
Yeah.
Last time you played a game was 2006. 2006.
Yeah, no, cause like I've never really had the those shooter games and everything. I've been mostly a sports gamer, right? So
Yeah.
but that's why like I honestly thought though like you played the League of Legends before.
No. I swore I broke my promise. I swore to myself that
Oh really?
I just saw League of Legends is because of the tilting.
Yeah.
It's a very toxic game.
Okay.
You're like toxic to yourself and toxic to the people playing with you.
Mm.
Everyone's always talking shit.
Mm.
And I noticed that I had a lot of friends who played, and I was like, oh, I'm never going to be that guy. And look where we are now, huh?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a part of the game at this point. Like,
Mm.
they're trying to make it better, but it's really just, if you're not doing well,
Mm.
you just have to keep control of yourself and not tilt.
Because you play it online, right? Against
Yeah.
other people, right?
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like, I was talking about Call of Duty. Like, there's
Mm.
always going to be a kid out there
Mm.
that's going to have more time to play than me. And I don't want to be on this eternal grind, because even if I level up and get better,
Mm.
there's always going to be another pimple faced kid who's like going to be better than me, right? So
yeah.
so what I did with my girlfriend, so we set a limit. I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to get to this rank, and then I'm going to stop, because I can't go further than this. I don't have enough time in the day to get better than this.
Like, did you ever like with these 14-year-olds and stuff? Did you ever like get mad at them, or like do they ever like cuss you out or something?
Oh yeah,
and,
no,
like,
I
cuss
know
them out
what'll
back
piss
then?
off a 14-year-old.
What?
Like if you
Yeah.
pretend that you don't know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, do this, man, do that." I just sent a question mark. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, "No, what do you mean? You're so dumb." And I sent another question mark.
Really?
And yeah. And they're just like, it either gets them to be quiet or they look stupid for like being so upset at a game.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, it's fun to troll people who are already mad. But
What about like what about that other game? Do you play that one? It's called World of Warcraft. WoW.
no,
right?
I don't. World of Warcraft's still a bit different.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is I'm gonna sound like a huge nerd right
No,
now.
I don't know because I've
World
never
of
played
Warcraft
them.
is an MMORPG. So
I've never played them, so I don't really know what the difference is or anything.
World of
I
Warcraft
just know
is
the
more like-
acronyms, right? LOL
Yeah.
and WoW. But yeah.
yeah, World of Warcraft is more like an open world game
Oh.
where you create like a character
Yeah.
and you can like play as that character against computers and like have friends that fight with you, not against other players
Yeah.
all the time. You just fight against computers and try to get the best equipment for your player, and you could feel nice about yourself.
Mm.
I do play another game called Eve.
Eve. I know. I've actually
It's that
never heard of
spaceship
that one.
game that you've probably seen me
Oh,
play.
that one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's another. That's another thing. I don't know if you want to know anything about that, but it's also
No, please tell me anything.
the thing about that game.
More 14-year-olds you gotta yell at and stuff.
No,
or-
it's an older community. Like I
Oh,
feel
really?
I'm 26 and I feel
Mm.
like a baby when I play that game. And when I'm talking to people that I play with,
Yeah.
everyone's like 35 up.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah. It's a really good game for someone who doesn't have like the fast twitch mechanisms in their body to like shoot things
Yeah.
really fast. It's
Yeah.
a very thinking oriented game. With spaceships and lasers and stuff, but
Mm.
the frustrating thing about that game is that a lot of those you can easily equate things in that game to real money.
Okay.
Let me give you an example of when so
Mm.
you can buy things in that game with the in-game money, but that in-game money is easily converted or translated into real life money. So you know how much certain things in that game cost in real life money.
Okay.
And you die pretty often in that game. So when you die, you lose all your stuff. So
Ah. Okay.
you won't believe me, but I was playing last week,
Yeah.
and when I died,
Yeah.
I lost 40 real life dollars.
Oh my God. You gotta calm down here, man.
I wasn't that upset because it was the first. Remember, again, I get upset at repeated things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one time it happened, but I felt pretty shitty because I was like, "That's $40. That's a meal. Like I could eat."
I know, dude. That's Uber Eats, man.
Yeah,
You're-
exactly. So,
Get some
anyways,
Popeyes for people, you know?
it's a pretty serious game. If anyone's interested in spaceships and likes sort of slower paced thinking type of game, I would encourage you to check it out. But
Mm.
apart from that, I don't get that mad in that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because like I know, for me, I don't know if you ever played this game, but even if you didn't though, like you hear the stories of people raging as the FIFA, any FIFA game, dude, man,
I was
especially with like the Ultimate Team, like the online version,
yeah.
man, dude. Like like I'll tell you, like I had I haven't talked to him in a few years though, but one of my friends back from high school and elementary school, his name was Milos, Serbian guy. But anyway, like in the summers. No, yeah, Milos Raonic, right? I wish. Yeah, no. But no, Milos and Momi, they were two Serbian brothers. And I knew them, I've known them since I was like 6, 7 years old. But I remember going to their house back in like elementary school in the summers. We'd hang out like almost every day. And I go there. And I remember one time specifically, I'll never forget it. I walked into their house. And, you know, his mom, you know, was like, Mr. Misha, how are you? Yes. Oh, good. How are you? Yes. It's like, oh, yeah, Milos is just upstairs, you know. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I go upstairs and Milos is playing FIFA Ultimate Team. And he's just in the latter half of a match and everything. And he's just like, hey, dude, hey, what's up? And he's like, I'm just finishing this game here. And he's playing. And yeah, he's just like, you know, because FIFA, it's like, I don't know, like when you put it on a high difficulty, you literally cannot get the ball from the computer or from the other person. Like some people are just so good too. And like, it's because it's a possession game. It's so much harder to get the ball. And yeah, he's just playing, and his controller, his Xbox controller, is already taped up with duct tape because he's broken it before. and he like I think he got scored on or something,
Mhm.
and then and he just got so mad. He's like, oh, and he's swearing in Serbian, and he just hits like 5 times in a row, just bang 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 the controller on the couch on the couch like
Armrest.
the armrest thing, like on the wood part, and just boom 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 and breaks it again, and then has to tape it up again.
Yeah, man. FIFA
know?
is one of those. I was talking about tilting, right? FIFA
Yeah.
is one of those games where you're not killing anyone, but you can tilt. Like if someone scores a really cheesy goal on you, and you're like, oh fuck, and you run back out with the ball. You don't really think about like protecting it, or you make stupid passes or something. And you get scored on again, and you're like, and that's what happens. That's like really like what happens in those sports games when you play online is it's easy to tilt. Tilting happens in almost like it happens in a lot of games, right? If you can't just put down the game and just like realize like, oh, it's just a game, I can stop whenever I want. You'll tilt, right? Because you're like, I have to keep going. I have to get this back. I have to get my pride back, and
Yeah.
you'll end up tilting because you keep getting scored on, getting killed, and it's just negative feedback. And that's probably the worst part of gaming is like, when you tilt and then you take it out on people around you. Because have you ever, I don't know how much experience you've had with playing games, but sometimes I've taken out like my frustration from the game on like people in real life.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be tilting in Call of Duty, let's say, and then my grandma will be like, "Hey, Jeremy, you want to eat?" Like very sweet.
Grandma,
very-
I'm playing League of Legends.
Oh, you
Shut
got me-
up.
you got me killed, right? And like I feel horrible afterwards. Like,
Oh, I know.
and I probably shouldn't do it, but at the same time, I don't look badly on anyone who does it by accident because like I understand. It's,
oh yeah, of course.
it's the game, and you don't really mean it. But yeah, just like watch out. Like anyone listening, don't tilt too hard. Okay, if you're gaming, you can always put the game down.
I know.
Right? I know you can't pause the online game, but you can always just turn off the Xbox. Okay.
Well, like I'm like when I was in high school, and I like gaming for me has always been like I go on I just crave it for like a few weeks at a time, sort of thing, and I just go hard for a few weeks and then just nothing.
Oh, you're a binge gamer.
Yeah, binge gamer.
Yeah.
Because like in high school, and I'd play my I was playing like NHL or something or whatever, and I know my dad is my gaming room upstairs was right above my dad's office downstairs.
Yeah.
So like when I'm like slamming my feet on the floor and shit, and when I'm getting mad, he's just like, Misha, stop it. What is wrong with get off the Xbox?
Oh, I'm
like, no, Dad, I need to finish the game.
I have the same experience. I was playing FIFA with a couple friends that as well.
Oh yeah.
And I remember, I think it was that I was playing and we got scored on. Or did we won? I think we won. So it's kind of the opposite, but we won.
Yeah.
And I yelled. Like, you know how intense I get when I play sports video games. I was like, it was a game mode in FIFA where you play as one player on the team and your friends play as the other players. So we had 3 of us. One was a striker in FIFA. One was a midfielder, and we had a goalie. And
Yeah.
we won a tournament. We beat 4 people in a row.
Yeah.
We won a tournament, and I was so happy. I yelled. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Fuck. And then, lo and behold, I'm on chat being like, "Fuck yeah, guys!" Like I was sick. My dad comes down and is like, "Can you shut the fuck up? It's 2 a.m. in the morning." And meanwhile, like my microphone is still on.
Your what?
My microphone is still on,
Oh,
so
your
all my
microphone.
friends can hear me getting yelled at.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, Jeremy, are you good? You good?"
Yeah.
And then Jeremy has logged off, right? Because then my dad like turned off the Xbox. That was embarrassing.
Oh yeah. No, man. No, hey, I don't know. I mean, yeah, everyone, if people are listening to, everyone knows you game doesn't, some games more than others, but yeah, you're always going to have some moments of it just feels like it's so important, but it's really not, but you just got to rage.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
part of it, right? Because I feel like I feel like it's even like more unhealthy if you keep it in, if you try and like not rage, because you're just like fucking blow a gasket or something, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, hey, that's cool. I mean, hey, do you want to take a break or something?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Yeah, all right. We've this went this is going a little longer than I thought, but this
What
is
are we
good
at now?
now. 44 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
45 minutes. Yeah, so it's going to have some good content here.
Yeah. for
Good
sure.
content. So
Yeah.
anyway, we'll take a break. Well, actually, I was thinking of doing the next episode the next part of this interview in the next episode. So, split it into 2 parts. That's what I was thinking, because I like to keep the episodes short. So is that okay with you?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, then. Well, there he said it. That is the end of part 1 of Jeremy Marasigan on the show. Thanks for everyone who stuck around this long, and hope to see you next time on part 2. Ciao for now.